Das Boot. Remember, you got to make sure that the blub doesn't happen when you get to the end of it. If you're going to chug it or do something like that, that's what Beer Fest taught us. Was that
right?
boot,
but
spin it the one way.
I'm not going to chug this on camera.
Oh, of course not. No.
That's after we party off camera. We're not dumb. So this is a pretty heavy one.
This one's fun. This is gonna. I'm not gonna say anything. You just need to. Yeah.
Let's melt my face off. Welcome back to Riker Road, everybody. We're going to try and melt my face off again with some Slipknot here. I'm familiar with Slipknot. I don't necessarily listen to them. Again, kind of like a Kyle, where I've heard things like in the background, and I was more of the Stone Sour. I can't even say Stone Sour, just more of their radio hits. So that's really all I know.
Well, because I remember you were actually one of the main reasons besides Sammy, who was the one that introduced me to Slipknot and is the reason why I listened to it. You were very much the person that we're going to dig back. This is when MySpace was a thing. And it was either, I can't remember how you said you found it, but it was somebody was like, yeah, this is Bother. And you were like, oh, okay, cool. And then it was, no, this is Corey Taylor from the band that wears all those weird masks and stuff. That's all we knew at that time.
Right.
And so
we didn't have the interwebs like we do now.
Right. Well, we did, but it was all we did. All we did was just give our computers AIDS with LimeWire. Yeah. So that's all that was.
God. All right. Well,
so kind of just what you're getting yourself into again here is just this is self-titled, just year 1999. Before the millennia, this is what they were kind of going for. It was just this insane thrash metal, kind of just in your face and just punches you and just kind of just you're gripping onto the roller coaster for the ride.
Let's fucking do it then.
So
let's fucking do it.
You'll notice that Corey's voice sounds very different because there was actually a video of somebody that compared to what you've heard, some of his more melodic stuff and even some of the Stone Sour heavy stuff. Somebody actually made a video. I don't know who it was, but they said, "Do not scream how Corey used to scream," because he pretty much destroyed his voice for a while.
I heard that.
But regardless, this is the song "Nolife." Maggots out there, I chose this because I knew that it was not a well-known thing. If you're not into Slipknot or if you've not listened to their music, this is kind of one of the ones that you more than likely have not heard because as far as I know, it was not a single. So without further ado,
let's go. Let's do it.
If there is any more Slipknot songs that you would like him to listen to, we can go through the filter to be sure he's not heard it, and we'll go from there. But I feel this is a good way to start. So, all right. This is from a YouTube channel called Lyric God. I love watching his lyric videos because he's very precise. He's not exactly artsy, but it's just a white screen with black screen with white letters. That's all that it is.
That's fine.
All right, here we go.
My freedom is best. Whole country's on house arrest, and everyone's a suspect. You can't feel the flow because you died. Face down on a suicide. The motherfuckers on self-destruct. Nobody got your back. It's all front. Save this. My rage is blood. I'm doing it again. Right.
Yeah, let's go.
Where's your key when you need him? You ain't shit to the battle on the best red. The maniac psycho. Could I scream this if I don't can't believe it? Minutes when it doesn't scare me so. Just enough to fuck.
What'd you see?
I think he was talking about LL Cool J, I think.
Chuck D.
Well, I saw that, but I want to see what he said. Okay.
Where's your key when you need him? You ain't shit to the battle on the best red. The maniac psycho. Could I scream this if I don't can't believe it? Minutes when it doesn't scare me so. Just enough to fuck me up again and again. On my fist on itself. But I'm back to fuck on now. Cause this is no kind of life. This is no kind of life. It's no kind of life.
Let's fucking go!
Kind of life.
Speaks for itself, man. They were just pissed off, dude.
Forget about the middle of the war. We gotta win right. About your pride one more time. Freak think I get a bit. Won't be my fault when you put it in the corner. No good life. That's a now kind of fly.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie.
It's a lot, but yeah.
So, okay, let me. I'm seeing it and I'm hearing it. It's a good thing that I'm reading it. I'm still kind of seeing it or like understanding it. Man, this is where I had a problem with, I guess you could say my problem with like this kind of music was it's like mumble rap to me.
I was wondering if you were going to make that same kind of thing. Yeah, it is hard to keep up with him because he's rapping, screaming fast. Like he's just going nuts, kind of a thing. Yeah,
it's not even just that. I mean, yes, he is. It's with all artists and bands that do this. It's very much like, again, it's just almost like that noise. Now he is cleaner and clearer than most that I've heard, and I think that's what always attracted me to his music in a sense. This is something that I definitely would get into. It would be more so for the music, not necessarily his lyrics, because I probably wouldn't always understand them.
Right.
And that's unfortunate, because I'm sure that just like any of my artists, even just because you've seen that they're just because they're rappers doesn't mean they don't have a good message. I'm sure there are really good messages and really good songs that he's done, but I probably wouldn't ever understand them.
Right.
Now, fast forward maybe to something newer that he, after he's been doing this for so long, I'm sure that it's gotten better and better quality. Yeah. I also have to understand that this is from 1999.
It's got that analog, not digital kind of thing to it.
Exactly.
It's raw.
I've got to understand that this is also that too. So with that being said, I'm enjoying this. Very much enjoying this. I don't know that this would necessarily be a playlist thing just yet, but I'd like to finish this and give a final thought, because this is a lot different than I thought it was going to be.
Yep, and we are still on our ride here of what his voice is going to do.
Okay.
So let's see. I would say back it up just a little bit.
Back.
Yep.
Forget about the middle of the war, we gotta win right. About your pride, one more time. Freak like I get a bit, won't be my phone when you pick. You'll never know good lies. This is now kind of life. This is now kind of life. It's now kind of life. This is now kind of life. I can't remember, I don't understand. There's a malice that makes you this way. Carry it with you to someone forgives you. What happens, there's nothing to say. You can't forget, you can say you're the pop-up late in the air when you're here. None of us wonder whether you're under, you're making it perfectly clear.
That is, I don't know if that's Sid or if that's Craig. I mean, there's 9 of them. So
Right.
But
It was probably Bill in the corner.
Yeah, right. It's like their stage handler, whoever. I heard this really cool twin G sound the other day. That's what's cool. Like that is the Slipknot that I enjoy. That whenever they bring back like that DJ scratching kind of thing, or like it's Sid is just going nuts on the turntables.
That's
Craig
awesome.
Craig,
That's awesome.
Craig is the one that doesn't talk, that has the big spikes.
Oh yeah,
and he's just on his samples doing his thing.
Where did you go?
Yeah, right, yeah, I didn't even know you were there. So the Shape, that's what they call him.
Yeah,
he's just this mass. But that is a very consistent thing in old Slipknot, was that they utilized every element of what each person brought very, very well. And then for later albums, they did focus on some different stuff. So, but DJ scratching noises, stuff like that, I'm going to shut up. So go ahead and if there's anything you got. Or
no, just like fucking let's go, dude.
Okay,
let's go. Oh,
that is old school Slipknot, my friend. So No Life, Slipknot off of their self-titled 99. What do you think, man? As you've experienced everything?
It's going to sound stupid. It's not what I expected, but what I expected. It was very hard to understand, which I kind of was going into knowing. I still would like to see, it was so small to try to read, I think was the problem.
Right.
And keep up, because he was going kind of fast. I'm used to fast people. That's the thing, is I like my double time rap. You can rap fast, doesn't mean you can rap good or clear.
Right.
That's a huge thing.
There are very few people that can do it well.
Yeah, and that's why the few people that I do listen to, I think, are some of the greats, and that's why, because they're very clear. Not that he's not one of the greats. I have to respect Corey Taylor. Like, again, I don't like the Beatles. Doesn't mean I don't respect the fact that they were extremely talented and made huge strides for music and things like that. So you have to at least give the props where it's due. So that being said, this was awesome. This was an experience, kind of like.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's
this
cool.
was
awesome.
an experience, kind of like Falling in Reverse, just without the visuals. It was very hype, and I can see like why the mosh pits and things are such a big thing. This is a very specific type of like feel.
Yeah.
And I dig it. This is probably the equivalent of me, maybe seeing something like Metallica. Like, I really dig on Metallica, but it's not like hardcore. But man, that is just such a vibe and a feeling that you just get super amped about it. It's hard to explain, but this is something that I'm looking forward to. If you guys enjoyed the reaction tonight, doing more. Now, does it mean that I necessarily have to have that in your face, melt your face off stuff? No, I know that they're going to do other styles, but I enjoyed this. So I look forward to maybe doing more of this.
Yeah, they're self-titled. There is a lot to chew on. There's a lot that you can kind of go through. Even their song Purity, which for a while there was a legal dispute about, because they couldn't even feature it on the album for a certain amount of time, because supposedly it was an idea that was stolen from a website that it in fact was either not, or it was at least inspired, and the person was not happy about it that took it. Corey's got a whole video about how he talks that he was on a court case on the phone about it while they were like on tour or whatever he was doing, where he had to explain his side of what was going on. It's completely awkward and hysterical, but Purity,
are they independent?
No, they're from what I understand, they based themselves off of Roadrunner Records for a while. I'm really gonna hate myself. I can't remember his name. Ross Robinson. There it is. Ross Robinson was the guy that heard them and was just like, these guys are so nuts. I've got to sign them. And he had Pool in the studio and just like did his thing. And Jim, one of their guitarists, even said that he's like, I got this brand new guitar that was sent to me by whatever vendor that he was playing for at that time. And it was like super expensive, pearl inlays. It looked beautiful. And Ross saw it and just came over and drop kicked it and broke it. Like, Ross was just as crazy as they are.
Fuck?
Oh yeah. Ross has even said before that
he would have been dead.
I would have beaten him with the.
I don't even play guitars and know what they are or what brands. I would have fucking killed him just because.
He also.
Oh my God! What a dick.
He said that because, and Jim was even like, he's like, because Ross is not about the material. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but it's not his. It wasn't his, motherfucker.
It was one of those where like he was doing shit like that to build that type of atmosphere. That way, the music you were getting was very, very intense and just like it was. So agree with it or whatever. I don't know, but Ross even said before where he was just like, dude, he's like, I knew that it was a good take if Corey threw up. Like if he was screaming and just doing his thing, like it just
because he was fucking his throat up too.
That's just what surrounded the self-titled, man, was that they were just a bunch of kids that got super famous, super fast. They hated the world and they just did it, man.
Look, man,
it was crazy.
They're good. Like they're good. So yeah. I can't deny that. Whether or not that it's something that I put on my playlist all the time, Slipknot is something that I was definitely interested in reacting to, and I have stayed away the last couple weeks since we started doing this now, and it's been kind of hard because I do want to branch out and I do want to try to find new things, and I have, but it doesn't mean that just because maybe this wasn't the greatest song ever, who knows, maybe 4 songs from now, whatever one you choose, that'll be the one that's like, all right, now I'm a fucking Slipknot fan.
Yeah. My goal, guys, is that I figured we'll start with self-titled, which would kind of like one song each on each album is just to be like, all right, so now we're going to go to Iowa on the next time. If you react to them, is that we'll go ahead and do something off of that. Maybe that is a little obscure, or if there is something that you
That's a good idea.
Don't know about, where it's like, this is definitely well known, but you haven't heard it. You've got to hear it, kind of a thing. So, and then just move on from there. But yeah. Regardless, guys, if there's any more Slipknot that you want him to react to, please let us know. We will filter through. We will see if it's something that he's heard. We'll go from there. But
probably not, man. I'm not gonna lie. Unless it'll really have to be something that was blared on the radio then a lot, because. And even at that, it's still slimmed on. I don't listen to the radio, and I haven't for 15 years. So.
If anything, I groan when I hear the radio.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed what you saw, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe. That way you never miss an upload. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Adios.